Yeah, no, I feel like Paarth and Two Piece like really need to figure their shit out, or Justin needs to get a different team. Two Piece. Wait, what kind of tech is this? Wait, what? Yeah. Hello, YouTube. It is Zector back with another replay analysis video. In today's video, once again, another team analysis video. We're going to be looking at Shopify Rebellion. Not much to say in this intro. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like. Let's get right into it. All right, getting into this replay. This is going to be Shopify versus Complexity. I have not seen, once again, any Shopify gameplay, like literally none at all. So I have no idea how this team is playing. As usual, we're going to come in, give you guys an unbiased take on the game. I like this decision off rip by Justin. This is pretty good. I like that he's reducing that amount of space that Ciara has in this situation, and then immediately we're playing that slow. I talk about this slow a lot in my videos, but this is going to allow him both an offensive option and a defensive option in this situation. So if Ciara were to take a slower touch in this situation, then Justin would be able to go for it. But also if he were to go for a heavier touch, Justin is still able to go for it. This is a very common concept called anchoring. Because Justin is anchoring this position, he's staying very stationary in this position, playing it dynamically. He can kind of do multiple things here. We'll go ahead and see what comes out, but as we can see, you know, he's in a very comfortable position to be able to deal with just about anything. If he would have continued his momentum back, that could have prevented an offensive option from CRR, and CRR could also noticed him going back and took advantage of that space and played a little slower of a touch in this situation. But this is fine. This is going to force Justin to use boost. So really good decision by CR in this situation. Touch off the two piece here. Two piece is going to have a Paarth outlet on the opposite side here. We'll see what happens. I can already see what Paarth is looking for. He's looking for a demo in this situation. The way we can tell he's looking for a demo is because he's just way too far forward to be able to do anything reasonable on the ball besides get a really heavy touch out to Justin. But we are going to have CRR coming back in this situation, so it's just not going to be sustainable. Okay, I see what Justin's doing here. That looked really awkward by Racebull in this situation, so Justin is just playing a safety here. Like, if he misses it, it could be really beneficial. The reason he's able to get away with doing this, and the reason that this is not bad in this situation, is because we have a Paarth that's going to be able to now cover that right wall, right corner section here. Because Paarth is covering that section, and because we have a teammate with resources, you know, with a turn that's able to effectively go for the ball or zone the ball in this situation, Justin can get away with this. He's going to have a reasonable recovery, I'd imagine, coming out of this situation. It shouldn't be too terrible. Yeah, able to get off-ball value off rip. So, you know, this is not terrible. I like how this was played. This is really good. But I will say, Paarth going up this close kind of took away a lot of his offensive options here. This is a really risky option, and not only is it a risky option, but he didn't have a lot of space to even go for this option to begin with. It would have been significantly better if he would have played a little slower here, have more of that coverage. Maybe Justin can cover more of the mid to right wall area in this situation, so he can zone that area himself, and we could still have a player with a lot of resources that is able to do something effective on the ball here. That would have been really good. And we can tell it's going to force him out because he did this, right? And also because Justin did this, he is going to have to give up space here. Like I did say, I like how this was played, and I do, but I feel like it could have been played differently, and it could have been a lot more efficient in this situation, and it would have allowed them to have a longer offense. But because so much of that space opened up here from their failed offensive attack in this situation, Paarth's gonna have to leave. Like, Paarth can't even turn here because, once again, you know, he doesn't have any players. Like, there's nobody back with a reasonable turn with a reasonable boost. So it's just not an ideal thing for him to just immediately try and get a challenge there. Even if he did, CRR is gonna notice him doing that, and you know, Paarth is probably gonna get punished for it, and reasonably so. He should get punished for it. This could be favorable. This is a really good jump, really good challenge. I like this. I'm sorry. I pause a lot. You guys know this, okay? You guys watch me. I pause a lot, okay? I'm sorry. There's a lot to talk about. Typically, we are gonna have I believe a two-piece in this lane in this situation. I think I heard a jump. Yeah, I did hear him jump, so it looked like he was avoiding some contact here off of the ground. Yeah.
Initially, this looks like he was just going for the ball. That absolutely could have been the case. I feel like he was both trying to avoid a demo and potentially go for the ball if Paarth wasn't able to do so. And it's reasonably safe. The way he executes it here is not terrible. Like, you know, he could execute a little bit better, but for what it's worth, this is not bad at all. And he should be able to... Okay, this is really risky. But once again, we can get away with it, and it's also really strong if we actually get a dunk here or a challenge. It's going to force pretty much all of complexity to run back to their net. And it could have ended up in a goal as well. And we can see all those players in complexity already starting to go back, but we can see how threatening that would be. And that's going to allow Justin to come in, pre-position maybe to left wall or even a mid option. It's going to allow Paarth to grab resources a lot more aggressively. And what I mean by grab resources aggressively is he can take a more aggressive boost lane because of the amount of control that his teammates have over the field down there, right? Because no one on complexity has control. If Two-Piece were to get this dunk, he could play pacing in the corner for his teammates. And what I mean by pacing is he could control the pace of the play, he control the speed of the play, how quick everything is moving. For example, some examples of pacing, you know, playing 50s, like forcing 50s. You know, you see some teams that are really 50 heavy. And honestly, that is a part of any good way to play the game, right? Because you have to be able to control the pacing of the game, right? And when you have the ball, that is prime time in order to do so. So, not terrible. You know, we'll look at this from Justin. Yeah, no, Justin was looking for that offensive option. You know, I've called out players for doing something like this in other situations, but those situations, it was just bad. In this situation, he can get away with that, right? Because there's no immediate, really threatening defensive option that he needs to cover in this situation. So, you know, I can give him the fact that he was playing that offensive a lot more threatening because it could have been really good. And we want a player to be able to play that space. And we do have a Paarth coming back, which also further reinforces his decision in this situation. So that was not bad. Not the exact touch that he wanted. Wanted something a little bit more light there. You know, I don't disagree with this off-ball value. Like, looking for off-ball value here. This is a really significant situation to go for off-ball value. If we come out here, what we can see... Oh, that felt really slow. Why'd that feel so fucking slow? Anyway, if we take out a Diaz in this situation... that could be really, really good for us. And you can immediately tell the amount of space that would open up. Rizbull would immediately have to cover this space, maybe play dynamically off of like any one of these lines. It really depends on when the ball comes out from here. You know, honestly, Rizbull could also have offensive options, to be fair, but it's going to be a lot harder for him to get to those offensive options because of how much space Shopify has control of in this situation. He just can't reasonably get in there without substantial amounts of risk. So it's not the most beneficial, but we do push Diaz off a little bit. He should be able to still turn for the ball. He does turn for the ball, you know, but obviously, ideally, we would want to get a demo in that situation, but I don't disagree with pressuring that space there. Like, he definitely has the teammates back in order. That was a really, really shit touch. That was a really, really bad touch. Yeah, no, they're going to be stuck on defense immediately. Like, I already know. Like, they're going to be on defense here. They're not going to have shit here. The demo comes out. Paarth isn't going to be able to deal with this instantly. He's going to wait. We do have a... Oh, no. We do have a Justin, but you can see, like, this all stems from Two-Piece's touch. Two-Piece absolutely could have played more time in that situation. He wasn't even getting pressured that heavily in order to get such a significant and heavy touch on the ball there. Bringing it back a little bit more on the power would have been really, like, it would have been game-changing for this situation. So I'm really unaware why that didn't happen. In this situation, Paarth is playing this... So, you know, I have a question for everyone. Where does everyone think Rizbull is in this situation? He is a lane, right? Really important to know. And you know, I ask because it's important that we're all paying attention actively as this game is going on, right? You know, a reason that I can kind of predict some of the things that I do and see some of the things I do is because during the course of a replay, just the same as it should be during the course of a game, I'm always paying attention to these variables. Now, sometimes you're going to miss the mark, you know, but ultimately the goal is to just pay more attention. That way, when you go into game, these things become a lot more of a natural process and you don't have to consciously think, because when you have to consciously think about a lot of these variables, it can get difficult. So ultimately, we want to get used to doing this process by just repetition, right? Really, really important. But anyway, well, got off a little off topic. Where am I? Where am I? Okay, we're right here. We'll just start from right here, actually. Yeah, we'll start from right here. This is cool. So yeah, no, that touch comes out in this situation. Paarth needs to know that he has a teammate. That's like the biggest thing, is that he has a Justin, right? So Justin is able to cover a significant amount of options in this positioning. Even if he decides to come in here, he could wait here. There's so many different like paths Justin can take here. He can go into net, kind of play out like this as a possibility. He can play from here, or maybe even here, because, you know, he could also cover a lane if he plays from here. He could also cover like a bang out high here if he plays from this situation. So, you know, he still has both those options. He can do this positioning because of Paarth's positioning. Like, Paarth can then play up connector here. He can also play high options. He could dip down, play low options. So in this situation, because we know that Paarth is playing like really, really heavily in here when he doesn't really need to. He's like wanting to stop this as soon as possible, but ideally like letting CRR use a little bit of resources in this situation will be really good, right? We want the other team to use boost, and we want the other team to commit to these things, right? So when we're stopping them earlier, it's just we're committing our resources while they don't really have to commit that many. So we want to avoid that when we can. Leaves them in an awkward situation. I just want to say this is not like terrible by any means, but he absolutely could have executed that better, and we see that leaves Justin in a position where he now has to cover what Paarth wasn't willing to cover initially, right? And that's why it was a little more difficult for him. Two piece. Wait, what kind of tech is this? Wait, what? Yeah. So that was interesting. I like how Justin is playing that there. Ooh, yeah, let's talk about that a little bit. So upon Justin, like, he wants to slow here. He does not want to hit this out here, so we can tell an immediate disengagement of his boost. He's like kind of tilting back, like he's trying to like get the fuck away from the ball because he doesn't want to get a touch here. Ends up accomplishing that, and it's going to be beneficial for him. He's trying to play out. He does have a Paarth teammate here on his left in this situation, so Paarth, you know, let's look at this from Paarth. I do like that Paarth is playing this lane. This is really good. This could have even been a calm, but at the very least, like, this is well played teamwork in this situation. Yeah, that's just unfortunate. You know, I don't really disagree with how Paarth or Justin played this. You know, I like how they played that. That was really well played, actually. You know, I'm seeing typically a lot of decent decisions coming out from this team. I'm really confused why they're not finding more. What the fuck just happened? Wait, okay. Oh. Okay, there's a bunch of weird stuff going on right now. Justin, wow. Okay, so there was like multiple bumps that happened in this situation. I'm not going to stick on this for too long, but I think immediately there was... Okay, so Diaz gets a bump on two-piece. Raceable gets a bump on Paarth. Diaz prevents Justin from going. Wow, that was quite a sequence of events, honestly. That was quite something. There's really nothing that you can even say in a situation like that. Like, so, I'm gonna be honest, sometimes this game is just like bullshit. to be clear, what is Paarth doing? Anyway, you know, sometimes shit just like happens in this game, and it's just like you can barely even do anything about it. Like what do you even do about that situation? Like, it's so crazy. Like, we could talk about like Diaz's positioning, or not Diaz, whoever was on connector in that previous situation, I forget. But okay, you know, we'll look at some of this. I like what Justin is doing there, just playing that 50. See, this is a good example actually of pacing. So when we get in this situation, this 50 right here, and then once again, he didn't try to immediately like cut into the corner here or try to cut to right space. I mean, he wouldn't have got shit if he did, so it's good he didn't. But playing this 50 right here in this situation is going to play pacing for his team. See, everything is a bit slower, and he ended up getting something favorable here as well, which is going to allow all of his teammates to come in and try and occupy that space, which is what Paarth did. I don't disagree with what Paarth did. He didn't get anything favorable here. Well, he got a demo, so it was favorable, but he didn't get exactly what he wanted. Obviously, like, we want contact on the ball here instead of a demo, but nobody's gonna complain about getting a demo, right? And if he were to get that challenge, that could have been really good for his team. At the very least, CRR is gonna have to use a substantial amount of boost in order to get out of that, out of the corner in the situation, or even off connector here. Yeah, and a lot of different things that could happen. And in that situation, Justin would have been able to play a lot of those options. I'm just machine gun firing my fucking speech right now. Holy, I need to like relax. Okay, Paarth, really interesting. That should be fine though. Okay. I don't really think it looks like the touch that he wanted, but it could have been lighter. I don't know. I feel like that was a little bit rushed. I feel like he could have taken a little bit more time with that, to be honest. Okay, definitely want to try and get something. Ooh, really good touch here. I like this a lot. Once again, gonna be able to play pacing for our teammates. You know, this slow happens, but I'll like explain why this little slow happens. This is a small little detail, but if Justin goes down too quick here, he's going to be in a really poor position to do anything mechanically here. So he does this slow on purpose to give a little bit of space from him and the ball, so that he's able to get this nice clean touch here. Really good high flick. That might be out CRR, or CRR might be, yeah, it does. CRR notices immediately he can't go for that. I like this off-ball value for Justin. He doesn't really need to immediately get another turn. He could still go for like a bump or something. Okay, or he can break dance. That's also an option, I suppose. Okay, I really don't. So here's the thing. Paarth in this situation could immediately go for a demo. Like, CR is dead right now. If Paarth would have went for a demo on him, like, he's literally dead right now. And then he's getting beat. Yeah, no, that was just really messy. There's no need to play the situation like that. I could have played it significantly different. I think getting the demo on CR, even though CR has low boost, like, his presence on the field is undeniable. And if a player doesn't know how much boost CRR has here, then his presence is even higher, right? A lot of presence and a lot of pressure in this game can also come from the fact that sometimes players aren't keeping track of each other's boost, right? And if you don't know how much boost a player has, they kind of have more aura in a situation because they can be more threatening. But if you know a player has low boost, and this is why I encourage people strive to be as aware as possible on the field, is because if you know how a player has no boost, their presence and their quote-unquote aura goes down significantly. Like, you're essentially just a piece of grass. Like, you might as well just not even fucking do shit really at all in that situation. So it's really important to know that information. But okay, I mean, this is fine. This is decently played. I like that Paarth didn't just immediately go. He could get beat here in this situation. You know, it's fine. I don't disagree with him going. He could have executed better, but, you know, conceptually, I think that's definitely not something terrible to go for. Okay, I like that he backed off here. You know, give a little bit of space. His teammates aren't fully, like, in a position to do anything. At this point, they kind of are. You know, I don't disagree with him going there. Two-piece. This is, like, okay. That was, like, pretty brain dead in this situation. So every player in the world, like, at this level, just knows players love to do this. Like, players do this shit literally all the fucking time. So, you know, sometimes being a player in Diaz's position, you can just literally, like, assume that a player could do this. And if you get that assumption correct, which, you know, technically Diaz can get away with this with no threat to himself, or, you know, even it doesn't even necessarily take away a lot of his offensive options in this situation by just taking a little bit more time. You know, and we'll look at it from Diaz in this situation, but my bad. All right, let's lock in. But it's like, as soon as you see a two-piece or a player that's zooming up the fucking wall, one can only assume what they're probably going to do. They're not going to just fucking, like, sit there. Like, they could. That could be a good fake, but regardless, it's like, also, if you sit there, you risk getting beat as well. Yeah, no. Really clean by Diaz. This could be a big bang out. Get away with it. Yeah, CR is not going to be able to do anything immediately. This is just wishful. You know, Complexity is not going to get anything here. Oh, well, now they might, actually, because that was a really bad touch by Two-Piece. Two-Piece could have played that touch significantly better. This is still fine. We do have someone that's... Oh, that's a lot of momentum. No, really, really poorly played. Couldn't like I get the need to go a little quick here, but first of all, the air roll was fucking ugly, so his momentum is going all over the place. Something a lot smoother, you know, just considerably less air roll in this situation. Really, really paying attention to our momentum, making sure we set ourselves a little bit in the situation. That would have helped us out greatly. Actually, this team, I think Justin is easily the best one on this team. I think two-piece so far is the worst on this team. I've just seen really, really silly stuff come out from two-piece. Nothing like stuff that just should not happen from this caliber of player. Like, absolutely not. But Justin, Justin's looking not too bad, to be honest. Like, he's looking pretty solid. I like a lot of the decisions he's making. You can tell he comes from a place of having like a really good foundation, because he makes a lot of good fundamental decisions typically. And then if you look at like a Paarth or a two-piece, you can tell their foundation's real shaky. But no, Justin is one of the goats of the game. Shout out Justin, actually. I will be doing a complexity team analysis at some point. I've been staying away from them for right now. Making my way through other teams. There's a bunch of just autopilot stuff going on. Okay. Yeah, also, I'm going to start doing game ones instead of the last game in a lot of series, because a lot of people love to claim pressure for like every single mistake in a game. But, okay. I mean, this is fine. This is just basic mundane gameplay going on. Like, there's nothing really special happening right now. I will look at this, So in this situation, here, let's go back again. I feel like I've had to go back so many times in this. Okay, dude. Okay, honestly, at that point, Justin might as well just go. Like, you might as well just go. If you're gonna be literally right there, just go for the ball. Like, just go for the ball. I don't like necessarily hate what he did here, but I do dislike it. So, I mean, if that says anything at all. Yeah, no. Justin could have played that better. Okay, Paarth. That was incredible. So, as soon as you... So, even if you throw the ball here in this situation, if there's a player back there, no, you just lost. Like, you've just completely lost. This is so reliant on CR not knowing that he's doing this, which is not a reasonable way to play the game. Like, it's just not reasonable. And if we want to bring up the score line here and the amount of time left, that doesn't mean play fucking stupid. If Paarth could have played left, let's just imagine that Paarth could have still played like up in this area right now. Like, imagine Paarth was like coming back like right now with boost. Paarth had a better cut on a Justin. Paarth could have done this whole movement significantly quicker. Instead of just jumping, Paarth could have came up, zoned, jumped here. He could have jumped way earlier too because he has two teammates, but since he threw his turn away up here, that is leading to this little situation here. Well, now Justin has to play that cut, and Justin was just in a really weird situation there. It's pretty hard for him to deal with that initially. Two-piece, Paarth playing kind of close, but it's okay because he did have a pretty reasonable offensive option that could have came out. Like, it was a pretty reasonable like thing to assume could come out in that situation. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Really unfortunate. Let's go ahead and look at One Piece here. One Piece could bang. He has a Justin or Paarth, sorry. Paarth. Okay, we're missing a lot of opportunities. Okay, this is. Oh, is he trying to catch it? Did he notice there's a little bit of space? Not a reasonable, not enough space to be playing it like that, though. No, that was... You see, this is the benefit of waiting. Complexity, I'm so glad they did this. If you're just going really fucking fast, that's kind of just what you look like. Like, let's look at this, actually, from Complexity POV. But it's like... What the fuck was that? Like, this can't be happening. If you're, like... trying to go far in this game and you're trying to like get pretty high, doing shit like that, you're literally, it's just never gonna happen. Like that's just like, you should never be playing like that at this level of play. Oh, really unfortunate. You know, we'll go ahead and look at this play that they had here, but Justin trying to sneak forward, get some of that off-ball value here. I don't disagree with that. Just isn't able to get it. And then Paarth, yeah, no, it's just really unfortunate. Paarth thought he was able to get past in this situation, but he should have just played a regular 50 here. Him coming far to the right and trying to get past is just really wishful. If he would have played a 50, it would have been significantly more guaranteed. Like you can almost guarantee there was a 50 that was going to give us some value here because we had a 2-piece, but because he got greedy here, this is the result. Sometimes you got to play things for how they are, really. I feel like too many times players try to force value. What is going on? Yeah, no, I feel like Paarth and 2-piece like really need to figure their shit out, or Justin needs to get a different team, because you really can't be doing this. And honestly, what Diaz is doing, he's just waiting. See, this is exactly what I'm talking about, that so many players have a habit with, but everyone is so brain rotted into just going as fast as possible that when a player waits, you just go fucking naked because you're not a dynamic player. All you know is like go fast. And I'm not saying that is necessarily Paarth here, but I see that a lot, not even just in pro play, just in the game in general. Like you just can't be doing that. It's not bad. It was more guaranteed for Paarth to play a 50 there, so don't disagree. That was a really good touch. Ooh! Oh, shit. Okay, yo, let's look at this. They were in there. Okay, steals that boost. Gets a bump out here. High touch. Justin able to get this bump on a raise ball. You know, not bad. That's pretty well played. You could argue if Complexity played that a little better, that could have been prevented, but overall, not terrible from Shopify. Okay, he's going real quick, making that touch way harder for Paarth. But that's all right. It's not terrible. I like what they did there. They were trying to go for, you can see a little bump play, which would have been pretty good. I typically don't disagree with the usage of those plays, especially not if you have a player like a Justin just kind of chilling. You just have a teammate in general. There is someone jumping right there, CRR. That's fine. Ooh, we do have a teammate. Oh, it's going to take a long time for Justin to get anything good here. Paarth going for a demo would have been significantly better. I think he was really looking for that pass option, but you know, getting a demo or a bump from Diaz lets 2-piece also come in. Like I see what Paarth is seeing, but so does everyone else on the field. So it was just really wishful. Now, if Justin had already been sealing and immediately had that option a lot quicker, you know, I could let him get away with that. But I think going for off-ball value there would have been better. A little missed opportunity from Justin. We're giving a lot of space here. It's fine. Cool, whatever. 1-piece. Probably just play a 50. That was not the best 50. Justin, yeah, I was about to say. Justin was conflicting with Paarth's coverage a little bit there. Could be... Oh, he's going to play slow. If he was going to play slow, he needs to execute better. He might get dunked. Yeah, and it's not going to be a good dunk either. Yeah, no. Justin in this situation, like, he could have not taken that touch that heavy. He could have just caught it, played a 50. Would have let Paarth get out a little bit. Would have let 2-piece actually be able to be actionable on the ball in that situation, or would have reduced the risk of him doing so or trying to do so. So that could have been good. 2-piece probably take a touch up wall, go for a solo play. No pass coming out immediately, that's for sure. Probably just try and get a good 50 here. That's good. He could go for off-ball value immediately. He's just going to let Paarth play it. They're just going to continue using their resources to get a goal. Oh, and they do end up getting that goal, which is completely fine. Yeah. You know, this is just one game that I've seen of this team, so I can't make too many conclusive comments on the team, but so far it's just like I said a little earlier, Paarth and 2-piece just do not look very good. They clearly have tons of work that they need to do. This is game 1 of the series, so it's like there's really like no excuses to come in like this. in any game, really. Fuck the series. It doesn't even fucking like. It doesn't even matter what the game of the series was. It's just you cannot be playing like that. Like, so they definitely need to fix stuff up. Justin not looking bad right now. Justin's in pretty decent shape. There's definitely some things that I would like to see him do a little better, but overall, like, he's playing pretty solid right now. I definitely like how he's playing. And I might end up doing more games of this team a little later down the line. I am going to be making a tier list video sometime soon, so I'm going to have to do like all of the teams anyway so I can actually do that tier list. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like, please subscribe, and please comment. I will see you in the next one.